anything can happen. Paris Eternal versus the Boston Uprising. Hey, maybe the Las Vegas Eternal. Avala, coffee sometime? Because I'm feeling it. They're close.
It's time to get out, which is kind of inverse to the usual engage.
Oh, Don, he got rocked and sucked. He's got nanoed and he's got barely any friends, but at least he got healed up, so I guess someone likes him. Wub now has the overclock. He's got top control, but he got overwhelmed. And a good rally from Faith keeps himself and his team up. Victoria's going to benefit from that overhealth, and just the resource balance all favors Boston. And with this fight win, they'll get Timmy back to the barricade. That maybe something to deal with the May walls a bit easier, but Dove has stuck into the back. There's no support from Boston. Crimzo didn't even have time to use Transcendence, and I bet he would have, because that momentum push for Boston would have been so important. Deal. Nothing that Paris Eternal could capitalize on at that moment. Gravitic Flux just to force out the Transcendence. Khan is fine. This will spark the re-engage of Paris, and Don's getting real aggressive. They've trapped Boston in the room. It's a three-man ante from Dredro, and the Maywall from Valentine just closes one of the doorways. But this is just it. Paris Eternal have come to tango.
On the high ground, and Dove gets solo blizzarded.
He's the threat. He had the overclock. Boston recognized that, and they deal with Wub too. Paris have no damage. It's up to Dawn to keep this overtime alive. He'll have all the attention of Dredro, because Transcendence came out too late. The burst of Boston is too strong, especially with the Sojourn. So overtime will go away. Dawn may get a one last touch, but the Transcendence is too much. Boston looking fantastic, and they'll take your map number 1.
Their counter dive tools in the nano boost and in the Transcendence.
Oh, two-man anti-Wub is 1 HP, and Boston think that this is the window of opportunity. They've nanoed Punk. He has a Meteor Strike. He has the get out of jail free card, or maybe she's gonna go after the supports again. And just a Meteor Strike hovering over Dredro scared the heck out of him. He rallies over. He's been antied, and Don didn't get enough support in that moment either. So Boston are doing a great job so far. Valentine has killed 2, and Khan is gonna want to save that Transcendence for the next fight if there's even a recontest. And this pinch effect, as soon as Boston move up, they get surrounded by Paris. There's the Transcendence forced out by Khan. I wonder if that was from Valentine or whoever, but Punk is overwhelmed, and Crimson was too late with the Transcendence. But Boston at least can try and engage off of it while you have the extra healing. But Valentine's not feeling too confident, and now MCD's getting pulsed. So Boston are now left with barely any time left, only a minute and a half.
Droid first.
Shield your eyes, everyone. Naked Blade coming. Valentine, he's in. Oh, Wub! He dashed up, but Valentine followed. He knows that Wub has the blade too, but wasn't able to finish that kill. So Valentine's blade gets no value. Wub acting as a fantastic distraction, and Wub is still a threat. He's still behind them with blade, but it's countered by the Transcendence of Crimzo. Punk has a Meteor Strike. He's going after the backline. He lands, and Victoria helps. Boston have all the kills they need, and Dove is making a small mark in the backline, but I'm not sure it's enough to stop Boston. This is overtime and last fight. Respawn advantage activated. It's a 3-on-3. And Boston are losing all the wind in their sails.
Khan still do be fragging, but look at this MCD free casting from the back. Dan is slept, Wub getting reset after reset. If only they can continue to kill, but Valentine, the same story! And Dredro can't get there, Lemon.
Paris have to go together. Don can't be catching all that smoke and all that attention. Maybe a nano will help out next time. Khan will have that ready right and quick. Dove at least stops that. Pulse bomb. That's a pick or 2 for Paris. Equal. Punk doing a lot of damage. Re-engages the Meteor Strike. Dawn waits for the perfect moment to stun him up. Punk's back on the cart. You have Victoria in the back picking away with the Infrasight too. Knows where everyone is with the Paris Eternal, who just barely have any heals left. Countered by the Transcendence. Now Wub's blade could have more effect with the Transcendence out of the picture, and he has the overhealth of the rally to help him out. Wub's in the back, and Dove's by his side. He's swiping left and right on Victoria, but just can't keep their match. And MCD's been pocketing him this whole time, but it doesn't matter what Boston do, because Paris have capped A.
The disengagement was strong enough to push that cart through, Lemon. Overall, the plan was solid, but to be Want to risk this. Victoria doesn't get too much.
There's the blade from Valentine, and he's been nanoed by MCD, and he swipes through 3 of them. And Paris Eternal giving up a fight at this point on him, and they have to trade spots on keeping this overtime wick burning. And Wub just hasn't found an opportunity to use blade. He was waiting for Transcendence, but now that that's out of the picture, Dove doesn't connect on the pulse bomb. It's the supports from Paris Eternal that are back, and they've had the space to maneuver now. The rally and the Transcendence, they have the heals, but do they have the damage while Wub isn't there? It's still up to Dove, and Dawn has been slept. They get the blade, the nano one, in fact, from Valentine, and this will blow out the candles of the Paris Eternal as the overtime wick will burn away. It's up to Wub and Dawn, and ain't much you gotta do without supports. Paris will drop Gibraltar, and Boston will go to series point.
Flux in the hands of Punk.
Still have the Dragon Strike, but it's the Nano engage first. Dawn giving it over, dives immediately to the right, has found Crimzo. Discord Orb on him, who will win the duel, but the Crimzo gets the last lap. He gets the Trance back into safety, and he gets the heal Punk back up, who's gonna brawl in the front line, but it's so overwhelming when Khan trances Dawn. It keeps him in the fight longer, so the later trance pays off for the Paris Eternal, and they get halfway to point B. Transcendence available from Khan. He's a bit further away, so he has to have the perfect reaction time if Dawn gets in a little bit too much trouble. Boston have a lot of burst. They have way more ults. Grab Flux to initiate the fight, maybe, but it's Valentine who gets nano, dives into the back. He's been antied, and Dawn starts his re-engage. Punk now has to stop this fight somehow with a Grab Flux, but I think it might have gotten canceled. And even then, Khan had the Transcendence to heal his team through it. Paris plays so well reactively.
Did an inverse Icarus, just flew too close to the ground in that previous fight, allowing them to get punched out of the Flux.
And Paris only lost 1 at the start of that fight, and they just hesitated and gave up so much space where really a Doofus can't afford to do that. And look what happens as soon as they give up space. Valentine jumps in the back and kills everyone. Nano, he's quite far away from it. Paris just have to identify the perfect opportunity, but the Nanos give it to Punk. The initiative from Boston. The overclock starts. Punk has been slept, and Victoria's looking for picks. Now Paris are hiding through the right side, and one gets destroyed by Crimson once again as he blades, and Paris netting nothing off that ult fight. They get off the cart and will not be completing the map. Disengaged through the main choke. Valentine has even crept through, so Boston, once MCD are back, could be ready to re-engage. Punk, well, he's already dealt with Dawn. He's been nanoed. The Dragon Strike isolates Punk in the fight, which has forced 2 support ultimates to help save Punk, including the nano from MCD. Valentine will have to go in without the nano. That was you. 2 support ults were used to save Punk, and it helped out for now, and already the knockbacks are hitting Valentine, and the Transcendence is forced. Valentine might be okay with this. He's still up and above the defense. Dove has found his way in the back, but he's 1 HP. He'll be gone for a second. Grab Flux hits the supports, and Valentine's there for the finish. What a beautiful fight for the Boston Uprising. 6 feet under, and Paris gotta hope they don't get staggered even more.
2 players lost, however. Victoria doesn't care at all! 3 kills to Victoria! And now finds Dawn hiding out. Lemon, this could be it.
That's just it. I said don't get staggered. And, well, Dreacher and Khan did. So Paris Eternal doesn't have any supports. And it's not like you can heal through Victoria's just one-shot potential with the overclock. You got a Grab Flux from Boston, lifting back up 1 in the air, and Khan is gone too. Boston get to the end and will take the map and the series 3-0.
What a showing from Boston Uprising as well. They understood their win conditions. They looked at the counter arts from Paris Eternal, and they played perfectly around them, even in the